The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I am Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we'll be starting with Rick Milne in the village of Honeoye Falls. Rick, what's going on there?
Well, Chris, as always, thanks for having us on. It's nice to see some of my municipal partners on as well. Starting out with Honeoye Falls, I want to thank you for the opportunity to provide a couple simple updates. It looks like it's going to be, and it has been, a beautiful weekend. If you can get out there and see the fall foliage, it's at about peak color now, and I hope you get out and enjoy a great day in some of New York's beauty. Next Saturday, October 26th at 7 p.m., the Honeoye Falls Community Concert Band will be hosting their autumn concert at the HFL Middle School Auditorium. The music from this talented group is always a joy to hear. So if you're in the community that evening or can make plans to be, this is a sure bet for a wonderful evening of beautiful music. Our thanks to this group for their continued service of providing professional quality music and musical entertainment for the community. They're a great group. Our thanks for the continued responses and support from the Honeoye Falls community regarding the Honeoye Falls Fire Department and the hiring of the per diem firefighters. At this time, we are planning community meetings for November 7th and November 13th, and hope to host these at the First Presbyterian Church in Honeoye Falls in their sanctuary, beginning at 7 p.m. both dates. This will be confirmed in next week's Sentinel call, and it will be posted on social media, etc. And certainly there have been many comments, questions, and concerns about the missing persons posting and subsequent search within Honeoye Falls last weekend. And those efforts have been continuing all this week. I want to acknowledge these concerns and the questions. And like all, we hope to have and receive updates soon. However, we also ask our residents to understand that, it's a process, it's an ongoing process, and every type of situation like this, although there are some similarities in the process that the law enforcement has to go through, they have different protocols for each and every case that they need to look at. And they have a path that they must follow and protocols based on those various situations. So I appreciate all that the Monroe County Sheriff's Department has done and the ability to be read into some of the situation and updated. And we're hoping for closure very, very soon. With Monroe County activities remain very busy. On Friday, 10/18, I attended the Seniors Expo in Henrietta. It's a fun event, and supporting our seniors with information on county services. It's just a great opportunity, and it's fun to engage some of the seniors around our area for sure. I had the opportunity to meet with our Honeoye Falls Mendon Seniors group as well this past week, and appreciate the invitation and the ability to update them on both county and village occurrences and happenings. I look forward to attending a meeting later on Friday to review, discuss, and engage with our current acting Commissioner of Public Health, Dr. Marielena Velez de Brown, who is currently scheduled for permanent appointment at our legislative meeting in November. These meetings are important as they provide the legislature with a better bit of information and provides us with a better feel, if you will, when the need to approve or deny a new position when it's put before us. So these meetings are very important. And then lastly, I will host another office hour within the town of Mendon. That event will be on November 20th, which is a Wednesday, and that will be held at the village office in the village of Honeoye Falls this time. Last time I was at the Mendon Public Library, and we try to move those around a little bit. But this will begin officially at 6 p.m. and I'll be there a bit earlier. So if there's questions that are county related from our local residents or even local municipality related, please feel free to stop down on Wednesday, November 20th to the Village Hall at 6 p.m. So thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity, Chris.
Thank you, Rick. Over to Mike in Lima. What's Lyman looking like, Mike?
Hello, Chris. Thanks again for hosting. If there are veterans in your family, if there are veterans who you want to remember, if there are veterans you are proud of, Veterans Day is coming. And the Daughters of the American Revolution here in Lima, the Ska Haza Ga'o chapter, they are raising money for veterans causes by selling flags, which will be placed in front of the town hall at the Veterans Monument from November 9th to November 16th. $5 a flag. It requires the name of the service member, rank, wars served in, and any other information that you want added to the list. Those things can be mailed with the $5 to Box 102 in Avon, 14414, or you can simply come into the Lima Town Hall, and we have a donation station all set up. Fill it out, throw the $5 in the jar, and your flag will be added to the sea of flags that will be out front. Again, $5 each. This is all for a good cause. Don't forget that coming up on Halloween, the Trunk or Treat is going to be hosted here at the parking lot at the Lima Town Hall again. The Rotary and Crossroads and a whole bunch of other groups will be there, making it sort of your one-stop shopping for bringing your kids out. Congratulations to Holly Watson, who has been appointed as the president of the Western New York Historians Organization. Holly is the Livingston County historian, and this is a great honor for her and for us. And we look forward to some great things in the next year. The New York's Supreme Court did strike down the even year elections law. It would have had no effect this year, but next year, those of us who might be running for office again, it would have reduced the terms to try to synchronize us with the presidential election cycle. And then 2 years down the road, the next group would have been synchronized with the gubernatorial cycle. This was found not to be what was in the best interests of the citizens of New York. And so it has been removed. Now we're waiting to see if the governor is going to appeal it to a higher authority. Early voting begins October 26th in Livingston County. The only polling place where you can early vote is the Government Center down in Geneseo, October 26th through November 3rd. If you need the hours or you have questions about early voting or what you need to bring or what you can't bring into the building because you'll be going through the magnetometer, you can call the Livingston County Board of Elections at 585-243-7090, or you can poke their website on the Livingston County website under Department, select Board of Elections. This past Wednesday, the Supreme Court of the United States heard what could become a landmark case for veterans, Bufkin versus McDonough, and arguments were heard, and now we all kind of await the Supreme Court's decision, which we may not see for 9 or 10 months. The basis of the court case is that the Veterans Administration allows for applications on the part of veterans who need assistance because they are they have a disability that's related to their service. If it is found through the medical channel that it is as likely as not that the veteran's condition was caused by their military service, then the VA is supposed to award in favor of the veteran. Sort of time goes to the runner kind of thing. The VA has not been applying this at every level of the appeals process. They've been consistent about what they've been doing, but they've not been consistent about following their own rules. And so if the Supreme Court does decide in favor of the veteran, it could be a very far-ranging decision that would affect a lot of veterans who have been denied appeals or who are currently receiving their disability payments, but were denied other things, et cetera. If you go to the Supreme Court website, you can actually listen to the entire exchange from this past Wednesday, Bufkin v. McDonough. Some very interesting opinions from the Supreme Court justices, and so we'll see how that goes. And lastly, absentee ballot deadlines for the November general election. So the last day for the Board of Elections to receive an application, letter, telefax, or other written instrument or absentee portal request for a ballot, that's October 26th. That's the same day that early voting starts. November 4th is the last day to apply in person for an absentee ballot. November 5th is the last day to postmark the ballot for the general election. And so, or to deliver it in person to the county polling site. Any questions on this? Again, call the Livingston County Board of Elections, 585-243-7090. And that's all I got, Chris.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Over to John in the town of Mendon. John, what's moving in Mendon?
A couple of things today from the town of Mendon. First of all, by the time you read or hear this, the recycle event will have already happened. So I want to thank everybody who takes part in that today. Also, there's been some talk about speed bumps, and I can tell you that there are no plans of the town of Mendon to put any speed bumps on any town-owned roads. I know there's concerns about speeding, especially in various tracks around town subdivisions. We don't have any plans to do that. We also don't pick up leaves. The village of Honeoye Falls does, and the village taxpayers pay for that pickup through their village taxes. The town of Mendon does not pick up leaves. I refer you to Monroe County for how to best dispose of your leaves. The preliminary budget was approved at the last town board meeting on October 15th. There is a public hearing scheduled for Monday, November 18th. At that time, it gives the public an opportunity to review the budget and make any comments. At that time, the town board can change anything they would like to, and then possibly move to preliminary or wait until a future, or I'm sorry, move to final budget and then wait for to approve it by resolution. The preliminary budget is available at town hall, and if it's not, it will be available on the website as well. Let's see. Traffic circle. Hey, there's an interesting subject. You know, there's what happened to Jimmy Hoffa, the Kennedy assassination, and then there's the traffic circle at the intersection of Route 65 and 251. Boy, does it look good. I've gotten all kinds of compliments for it. I know that our county legislator, Milne, has received comments about it because it's been a concern of ours. So we have just recently approved a contract with the state of New York DOT to do all future, and I underline the word future, maintenance to that traffic circle. Now, how did the traffic circle go from what it looked like a couple of weeks ago to what it looks like today? That's the question that is bounding around town. The county didn't do it, the state didn't do it, the town didn't do it, but I do happen to know who did it. I'm going to keep that under wraps for the time being. And it looks great. Everybody really likes it. And so the end result is the important thing. So the town of Mendon will now, under contract with the state of New York, maintain that traffic circle. And lastly, but definitely not least, the town of Mendon will have its annual Veterans Day lunch at the Mendon Community Center, 167 North Main Street on November 11th, right after the ceremony at the Four Corners in Honeoye Falls. If you have not attended the Veterans Day ceremony at the Four Corners in Honeoye Falls, please consider doing it this year. It is an excellent ceremony. It's not long, but it is very true to our small town. And immediately following is a free lunch for any veterans and their families. There is no residency requirement. There's no proof of status as far as serving our country in the military. We just want people to come and enjoy a nice lunch. So at this point, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for being patient with me.
Thanks, John. Thanks, Mike. Mike, do you have anything more? Nope. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for listening and watching. This show airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Like the page, subscribe to the channel, and those platforms will inform you when the show begins to air. Otherwise, you can read it in next week's paper. The complete transcript is printed there. That's all for this week. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.